thing.
Every voice, every dream, we light the way. With words of power, hearts arise. The art of encouragement shines. So leaning close, the journey starts. A moment of truth, a shifting heart. Together we rise, together we stand. With courage and love, we change the land. Bringing hope, inspiring change. Every voice, every dream, we light the way. With words of power.
Mark, how are you, my friend?
Nick, it's welcome back to our show. Welcome back, everyone who is watching us now and watching us in the future. I hope you are feeling the divine power in your life, whatever that is. There is a power that moves, the invisible hand that we can feel it, that touches everything. And why am I telling you this? This is just how I feel. Forgive me, but it's on my mind.
Mm. Well, you're absolutely right, though. And I don't think you're wrong to even mention it because so many times we forget that there's an unseen force that guides us. And you and I love that we understand that unseen force as God, and and so often, because we like to think highly of ourselves, we will put ourselves up here. I'm doing this, I'm doing this. I don't have time to sit and think about who or what is helping me, guiding me. And it's in times like this where we can slow down. It's Good Friday. And what a good Friday it is to be able to spend time with you, Mark, and our viewers. And as you and I were talking before we got on here today, life is crazy sometimes. It's absolutely bonkers. And then things seem to line up. And you were telling me a little bit about, throughout the religious traditions of the world, this is an unusual time. Tell our viewers more about what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's this weekend. It's this Friday, this Sunday, this weekend. It's we have Passover, we have Orthodox Easter, we have Catholic Easter, all coming together in one date, which is very rare, and it's not insignificant. It truly is significant. I think you have said earlier, we don't have time to sit down and think. We may not, but sometimes life will force you and say, okay, this is the time to reflect. Or maybe it will just come when you are doing some chores or some routine things or tasks. I have been thinking about this today, all day, about the passion of the Savior, passion of Jesus, and everything that's been celebrated and reminded and felt today. So I feel the significance of this day, but I also feel the significance of the divine love in my life. As you know, I've been ill. I am not going to talk about it, but I have been in March, and I just spent laying in bed. And throughout all of it, I have received grace. I have received unexpected good news, unexpected help. Only God, only Creator could have done that because I was in no position to help myself. I was in no position to do anything or even work in the same capacity. And and where did it come from? It came from the divine. So it's foolish to think that we are all here all by ourselves. We're not. And I am just I'm just coming so close to that divine love, and I feel it. I hope you feel it too. I just want to say I'm so good to see you, my friend. This
You
is this is a ritual. This is our ritual meeting that we have every week, it's one of the best times for me.
Absolutely. And if I'm being completely candid, at one point I was hoping that we would just be able to have thousands of people watching every time and that sort of thing. And sometimes we get up there with numbers, but more than anything, I enjoy having that weekly check-in with my friend. And because that's not my motivation any longer, it's like we have more exposure now than we ever have had. And and I think there's something to be said about that. I think there's something to be said about our expectations. When our expectations, and it's not even that they were unrealistic. They perhaps were, you know, just, oh, Nate, thank you so much. Thank you for hope. And I see your posts online all the time, and I'm just hoping everything works out for you, brother, for that job. It's gonna happen. Hang in there. Thanks for joining us today, and keep going, buddy.
Keep going. Yeah.
It's
It's
in
great to hear from Nate. Wow. That's such a
it's
great man, too. Yeah.
and I'll tell you, he's been searching, but he hasn't given up. And I think for even our last couple of years on this journey, and isn't it crazy to think that's how long we've been doing the podcast now? Is 2 years, over 2 years now?
It's unbelievable. It feels like we just started yesterday. So I want to thank everyone who is with us, have supported us, and spent time with us. You know what I was thinking today, Nick?
What's
There's
that?
so many people that feel isolated, right? We no longer have
Mm,
the self isolation, with the health crisis, but people feel forgotten. They feel forgotten. They feel abandoned. They feel lost. Nobody's calling. Nobody's checking in. You don't have to be, pushy. It could just be, hey, friend, here I am checking in with you. You're not forgotten. You're not abandoned. You're in my mind, thinking about you. Anytime you want to chat, I'm here. That's it. Nothing too nothing too crazy. I think this is something I'm going to do. Well, I do it already, but I just want everyone to hear. There's entire generation of people who feel abandoned, forgotten. But the truth is they're not. So if it is your capacity today, make sure you reach out to at least one person today and say, hey, you are a big part of my life. Hope you're doing well. Here I am. If you need to talk, let me know.
and what does that cost us? Nothing, right? It
Cost us
costs
a
us
few minutes of our time.
that's it. And so often, once again, we think, as Scripture says, more highly of ourselves than we ought. I love that word, ought. You know, but it's so true. Or better yet, we've been going through it and we haven't had the capacity to pick up the phone. And I've found though, when I'm going through it, Mark, when my life is crazy, it's so easy to get wrapped up in that and to internalize that, to own that. And it becomes, the craziness can become like a security blanket for us. And with my illness, I have to watch that. I have to watch it closely because that's an out. I mean, at one they wanted to give me disability. I don't want that, you know? And sometimes we use our craziness as a crutch. And sometimes we use it as a way to avoid. And if we get back in the game just a little bit, not for ourselves, and this is the why I'm saying this, if we identify someone who's either going through it worse than we are, or just someone who has been going through it, someone that's disabled, someone that just needs a little hand. And I'll tell you, my perspective changes in those moments. And it's like I get to have a mental vacation from that craziness. And And if you're struggling today, that's something that I encourage you to try and do. If you're up for it, you might not be, but if you're up for it, find someone that they're not going to try and give you $100 or two. Yeah, but what they're going to do is just say thank you, because that's when that gift is fully realized. Because the gift is also for you in the mental vacation, and
Yeah, yeah. And I also, when you were talking just now, I imagined like, it's like a water dam or water reservoir, right? And it's full of water, and just one more drop or one more bucket will make a difference, right? You may not think it's just
absolutely,
one more, and that's what it is. It's that one thing could lead to other things. So it's not just
and it
like,
will.
oh, you think, oh, it doesn't matter, or it's meaningless, or it may not be counted. Doesn't No, I think that one thing could be that thing that is leads to change, that cascade events.
The key that unlocks the door is often where we're least likely to look for it. And it's amazing how, once again, because when we go through these things, we don't it's not like we're intentionally, pushing things away and people away. But when life is crazy, you know, we get to see who we are, and we get to see who others are. I was talking with someone the other day who has a terminal illness, and I was taken back by his response. Or actually, he just offered this. He said, "This has been the best thing ever." I said, "What? How do you say that?" And he said, "Because I get to see who really cares about me, who really," and my heart just dropped, and he said the folks that were around just because I have money, just because of my position of power, they've all gone away now because they know that they've got to be looking to someone else now. And he didn't say it from a jaded perspective. That's what was kind of unnerving to me. He said, "It's great." He said, "I actually have around me the people that love me." And there was such just honesty in this, in stark contrast to the way I've encountered this person before. But Mark, I gave a speech one time, and I don't remember the title of it, but it was like life, love, and the broken heart. It was something like that. But I remember in one of the parts of my speech, one of my anchor points, as you and I know, um, it says, "But there have been times in our lives when the ducks will not line up. They scatter, they squawk, or they are devoured by a starving coyote." I don't know why I remember that line, but it's
You're
true.
so poetic today. I mean, you're poetic every time, but you have just the gift.
No, but far, these aren't times of distraction in our lives, Mark. They are times uh, where, like this apparent anarchy, they're the most important times in our lives. They are the most important times in our lives because it is during life falling apart or us feeling chaotic that our illusions are shattered, right? It's when our preconceived notions are this life we've built in this frame that has to fit in this box. That box is going to go away. And we get to experience life anew again if we realize that we have that opportunity.
Yeah, not comfortable. Not
No,
comfortable.
it
Not
sucks.
yeah, not comfortable. It's a nudge. It's perhaps a nudge from the higher power. Say, hey, I see you have taken some wrong turns. Let me get you on the right path, if you're willing. Yeah, I feel like I'm going through that right now.
Well, well, I know, and if you're watching this and you're go to my church, I love you. But one of the things on this show is, although Mark and I are both Christian, we realize that other religions exist and that people have found their faith there. And so I'm not going into theology. I'm just saying right now, in Buddhism, there is a concept, and I'm going to so mess up this pronunciation, but it's Bodhika, and Bodhiccta. And that is where the awakened heart happens. It's when you've gone through all of those times and the unbearably wounded will emerge as a healer. So the person that was hurt becomes the healer. And that's what I see happening so many times. And I believe that that's why I experienced a lot of the loss that I did as a child, is because my capacity for empathy is 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 there. My capacity to understand when people are going through it, they don't need this. That's the time when I practice the ministry of presence. And I'm just there and I get them a cup of coffee and I shut up for once.
Yeah, you do have this. It's not an act. Your empathy is it's not something that you putting on like an act or something. I
No,
felt it. I've seen it, and I experienced it. It's rare. It's rare. Yeah. So I invite everyone to join us. We have a new book coming out at the beginning of May called Deeply Planted, which is a sequel to Art of Encouragement. It's a it's a it's poetic. It's very poignant. It will make you reflect on things. It may even change lives. I'm serious. I am not like I'm
I think
usually
it's
not
going
like
to,
this,
Mark.
but huh?
I think it's going to.
It's definitely it's something that not you expect from both of us, but it's it's where I think this is what it is. Working with creative person like yourself, Nick, I think you just go say, oh, if that's the direction you want, you're taking this. Oh, this is where we're going. How did we end up here? Okay, since we're here, let's explore this. This is how I feel this project is, and it will surprise everyone who will read this book. Who will? It's not just about reading experience. It's about reading, but also um, letting the experience guide you. It's hard to describe. Um, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it at all. But I'm glad that we are putting out this book and it's coming out. So I hope you join us and give us the give us your give us a chance to surprise you.
That's it. And if you have time today, um, and you're not too busy, I would encourage you to go check out our new website at buildothersup.com. That's something that we are excited to share with you. And let's see here. I was trying to add it to the screen for you right now. Um, yeah. Oh, it's not letting us. Oh, well. There we go. It'll be fine. But I can't wait until next week. After, you know, Good Friday, Passion Friday right now. That's when the world stops just a bit. And today I invite you to do that. Stop. Whether you're religious or not, stop. And remember that it is good that we are able to experience gratitude for those that have given their lives for us. And to think that some have done it for our physical safety or religious freedom, and others, like grandma, how much of her life did she sacrifice for you? Or Jesus, who gave his only, what I believe, his only thing he held that was his own, because God said it, I'm giving you my son so that the world can have life everlasting. And most people quote John 3:16, for God so loved the world that whoever so believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. But they forget John 3:17, especially in the South. If you're in the South, hear this part. Because I didn't send my son into the world to condemn the world, not to judge, not to do any of that, but because he wanted them to be saved. Now, if you're looking around today and you're one of those people that just look at people and tear them down and judge them, don't do that. In this moment, in this day, remember, on a Good Friday, people killed a man that was good because they didn't get it. They didn't understand his motivation. Be that kind of person that is good and loves others and wants to help them so much that people are like, what is wrong here? This can't be. I think that that's the quest Mark and I are on, that people wouldn't understand why we would put our own funds into just saying, have a good day. It's because we actually mean it. I want you to have the best life you can have, Mark. And I know you wish that for me. But I wish
Yes,
that for everyone watching. And for us to have a life of legacy, that's what it takes. It takes us being willing to put ourselves aside so that someone else can get that spotlight. So we're cheering for you, and we're ready for you to come and be a host on The Art of Encouragement very soon. But happy Easter, everyone. And if life's crazy right now, be thankful that there's still life.
amen.
Any closing words, Mark?
Don't leave people abandoned. Don't let anyone feel that they're forgotten. Doesn't have to be grand, just have to be sincere. So I
Mm.
hope that you have a chance to let somebody know that they are cared for, they're remembered, and you can do it. I know you can. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So thanks, everyone. See you next week.